Yo, what's good YouTube? Here's my official part breakdown for my INSTA Pro S.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been testing so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through.
Alright, so first, I have an INSTA Pro S 2024. It costed about $2,800 because I bought it used, but new back then it was probably gonna run you about $3,800. Alright, to start off, I got some 17-inch Supermotos in the front and the rear. Those were about $500. Next thing I did was I got some decals. So I got my front plate decal from MBY, and I'll put my discount code right there. And I got my fork guard decals from MMB Designs. And I also got the rear fender decal from MMB Designs also. And then continuing in the front, I got a Moto Party headlight. It's about $40. Then I got some Magura MT5s. Those were about $120. They're the chrome editions, so it has like that is chrome and that is chrome, which is like, it was lucky $20 more, so it's kind of a waste of money, but whatever. Also forgot to mention, these are stock forks. I just polished the triple clamps. So the top and bottom triple clamps are polished, and that's why they look, you know, chrome. But anyways, continuing, I got Pro Taper pillow grips. Honestly, wouldn't recommend these. I would say get ODI half waffles or full waffle grips instead. And then I got some Fangmoto grip donuts. Then one of my most asked about things on TikTok is I have a Egg Rider display, which it's really just a XXX display, and all you have to do is when you turn it on, you see it says Talaria, and then I think you hold the top one. Yeah, and then you have to go down and put your wheels size in, so like 17-inch since I have Supermotos, and then you go to your gear ratio, and I have it at that, and it's pretty accurate for me. And that's like your gear ratio, so it's like your sprocket size. So I have 55 tooth and 12 inch, or not 12 inch, 17 inch Supermotos, so I have it at that. So that's one of my most asked questions on TikTok. All right, so moving on, we got a fun direct mount. It's a 30mm rise for a 31mm bar clamp. And then for the bars, I have some Pro Taper A25s. The main difference between these and the ones you'll see on most bikes is that these ones have like you can kind of tell, it's like more of like a gray than like a chrome, because they just sell them like that now. They don't sell them like the old ones. The old ones would be like less, like the handlebars would be less glossy, and this would be like a chrome. So I was reviewing the footage, and this is what I meant. See, I have like an extra one because this one's a 35 and that one's a 31. And it's like, see how it's like silver and mirror finish, and then these ones are more gray. So that's the main difference. And then the rise in these ones are also different, kind of, you can tell. And then I got some just like cable management. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's just like cable management stuff on Amazon. It's pretty easy to find. And then I have a Warpline stem lock, and I got the stem cap in chrome. And then I got a carbon fiber Surron throttle off of Amazon. Another thing I'm asked a lot on TikTok, which is my battery lid. You can see it's carbon fiber, but it is not, I did not buy it like that. This is the stock one, as you can tell, like up here, but it is wrapped, and I did a pretty good job. It just like right here is some mess ups, but I'm pretty sure there's a couple companies like Flow Carbon and like some other companies that sell those, that are going to be selling those in carbon fiber, but I'm not sure yet. There was a brand on TikTok that did sell carbon fiber battery lids and like carbon fiber parts for e-rides, but they stopped selling them. Okay, moving on. I have a Guts seat cover in all black, and I'm pretty sure it's the non-aggressive version because they have the smaller spikes, but I did buy it pre-made from, I'm not sure where I got it from, but I got it like pre-made, so all they did was ship it out. It came a lot faster than if I would have just ordered it off the Guts website. So yeah. Then moving down, I wrapped my battery in forged carbon fiber. I did it when I first got my bike. It's probably one of the first mods I did, and it's like starting to show. It's a little like, I don't know, it's just like in person it looks a little like old, I guess. Let me know in the comments if you think I should switch it out and put like just a gloss black wrap on it, if you think that would look better. Then down here, which has to be one of my favorite parts of my bike, I have an AstroWorks footlock, and I got the peg in chrome. Then I got a prickly motor cover, and then I got some MXP foot pegs. And before everyone says, they always say, oh, why didn't you just get pricklies? Well, pricklies are twice the price of this. This was like $60, I think, and they did take a while to come, but pricklies are like $180, so I'm not trying to pay that. So I just got these, and I got silver pins, but if you look over here, I have a box. Where is it? And I have like these blue pins that I'm gonna use once I powder coat, because I'm powder coating blue, and you can see I got it from MXP Designs. Anyways, continuing, I also polished my peg holder. You can see it's like reflective and stuff. And then I got a chrome peg brace, and I do not currently have, or no, not peg brace, peg bracket, but I do not have a peg brace right now, just because my stock one would fit, but it got stripped, so it only would screw in on one side, so I couldn't use it, and I have to order a new one. All right, and then pretty much the last thing on my bike is this unmanageable sticker, and I don't even remember where I got it from, because I got it a while ago, but that's pretty much it, and that's like the build breakdown for my E-Ride. Now I'm gonna talk future plans. For this bike, I have a lot of plans. Some of the main upgrades I'm planning to do to this bike is I'm going to be getting an EBMX X9000 controller, and why this is a Pro S, so I will be able to push 12 kilowatts compared to the 8 kilowatt stock. I can't really push more than that, and because I'm still on the stock battery and stock motor. So after I get the EBMX, I'll get a lot of tunability. I'll get about like 8 miles per hour more top speed, so I'll be hitting around 60 when I hit 52 now. But I will be getting a lot of tunability, and it will pretty much unlock the full potential of this bike. Because then I can be able to run a Chai battery and maybe EBMX or Socian motor once I have that EBMX controller. So I am trying to get that before August, and I think I'm on track to being able to get it. And then after that, I want to powder coat. Originally this summer, I was supposed to powder coat, mainly like that was my main like goal, was to get a powder coat by the end of summer. And I was planning to do it any week now, but I got an offer that I couldn't resist for an EBMX that was barely used, and it's gonna come with everything to be plug and play with my bike. So, and I know the guy who's selling it, so, you know, I had to take the offer. So he told me that I could save up all the money and then hit him up when I'm ready. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. But once I get that controller, I 100% want a powder coat, and I think I'm gonna be able to do it before Christmas, hopefully. And I know what color I'm doing and everything, but I just gotta get the money. Next thing a lot of people would say is get new brakes, and I have got new brakes. I ordered them a couple months ago from a pretty relatively new brand of brakes. It's called Dennis Brakes UK. I'll put their app right there. And they have been, like, they started off selling 6-piston and 4-piston brakes, and they just blew up out of nowhere and got tons of orders and got flooded with orders, and they're having trouble handling all the new orders. So it's been taking them a while to get them sent out. But I got the Dennis V4s, and they're in chrome, and I'll insert a picture right now. Okay, and so I got those on the way. I got a front and rear, and they're gonna replace this Magura brake, which it's honestly held up. And a lot of people ask me, are Maguras good for my Talaria, Surron, etc.? And my answer is kinda. Like, they are very good brakes, don't get me wrong. They are good brakes, but they use mineral oil, and they're made for mountain bikes. And when I was looking for some brakes for my bike, I didn't have a big budget. At the time, I could only afford some Maguras, so I just got some Maguras, and they will hold up. They are decent brakes. They have held up, but over time, you're gonna have to replace the pads pretty often. And I've been running these pads for a while, but they're just not made for these bikes. So they will hold up and they will work, but I wouldn't recommend it. But if it's all you can afford, then just go for it, you know. It's better than stock brakes, but they're still not that good. But I would recommend getting the Dennis brakes because they are some of the most affordable brakes on the market right now. And they do come with DOT4 fluid, and they have like a heat sink on the pads, and they have more adjustability with your bite point control and your reach. This one has control for your reach right here, but it's just nothing compared to the Dennis. So if you're looking to get some good brakes for good affordability, I would recommend the Dennis brakes. But if you have a little bigger of a budget and you want to kind of just like get the best brakes possible, I would recommend Formula E-Moto brakes because they're specifically made for these bikes. But also you could get some Ultra B brakes, which are made for like a lot stronger bikes, and they're legit moto brakes. Like they are strong, huge calipers, and obviously DOT4 fluid, I'm pretty sure. But they're like really strong and stuff. So I would recommend those two brakes. So sorry about the yap, but those are the brakes I'd recommend. And then after that, I just want to get some little things. Like I probably am gonna switch my fun mount to a Deity intake for the same bars. It's just I want to get a prickly riser underneath to get a little bit more height out of these bars because they are kind of short. I'm 5'9", so they fit okay, but I'd rather have a little bit more height considering I have the 17 inches already. So yeah. And after all of that, I think I want to get a full titanium bolt kit. Basically, if you don't know what that is, they're just pretty much new bolts. Like they'll replace all of these subframe bolts and everything. They'll exchange all like the front end bolts, like your direct mount, your throttle bolts, like all of that, all pretty much all the hardware on your bike. It's about $250, and all they do is they're made out of titanium, so they might be a little bit stronger. They look better, definitely, and they are slightly lighter too. And then after that, I think I'm just gonna focus on trying to get a chai battery, and then after that, a motor. Because the chai battery will just give me way more range and kind of just unlock my bike fully, because the stock battery, while it is 72 volts, which means it's a little bit better than the stock Surron battery, but it's still not like, I don't know how to explain it because I'm not like a bike nerd, but I just know that even though it's 72 volts, it's not as powerful as like your chai batteries, your EBMX batteries, and stuff like that. And then I'll probably end up switching to decal and maybe get some forks or something. But as of right now, I'm trying to get the EBMX X9000 controller, and my Dennis brakes are on the way. But this has been a pretty requested video, so if you made it to this part, type, I don't know, say your favorite candy in the comments, but let me know, and thanks for watching. Wait, sorry guys, I also forgot to say, I just realized I have a rock plate. It's not branded or anything. I bought it off Amazon and wired it to like the stock wiring for the stock headlight. And I'm pretty sure I'm not missing anything else besides that. But if you notice anything that I didn't talk about, let me know.